from Homeland Security. Sanctuary politicians have demonized federal law enforcement as the enemy, placing a target squarely on the backs of the brave men and women of ICE. Hateful anti-ICE rhetoric costs lives. Stop now before these lies damage more innocent people. And from FBI Director Kash Patel, FBI Dallas and FBI HQ have been working 24/7 to seize devices, exploit data, and process writings obtained on location and in the subject's person, residence, or bedroom. This, by the way, is in reference to the ICE shooting from that far leftist sniper who wrote anti-ICE on one of the rounds that they found at the scene. He was shooting from next door on the roof of an immigrant attorney's office, firing into the ICE facility, specifically into an ICE van. And after he fired off a number of rounds, he turned the gun and he offed himself. And they found him up there on the roof. So what Director Patel is saying is that they're combing through his info, his background, his phones, and all that. So anyway, it continues. This FBI is committed to providing timely updates as promised. Let's see. Number one, the perp downloaded a document titled Dallas County Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, containing a list of DHS facilities. Number two, he conducted multiple searches of ballistics and the Charlie Kirk shot video between September 23rd to 24th. And between August 19th and 24th, he searched apps that tracked the presence of ICE agents. And number four, one of the handwritten notes recovered read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on that roof?" End quote. That's really messed up. And then finally, further accumulated evidence to this point indicates a high degree of pre-attack planning. The FBI will provide further updates when able. So, I mean, that's absolutely insane, man. Is the mainstream media finally going to concede that one of these shootings is from indeed a fucking far leftist? No. What they're going to do, they're just going to bury the story altogether. I doubt they're even talking about this at all. Especially finding a handwritten note in the dude's handwriting saying that hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror. Yeah, that absolutely should be investigated as an act of terror, even though he's dead. Still, who did he know? Is he in with, let's say Antifa, for instance? Like, who is he connected with? Did other people know that was going to happen? Meanwhile, they're investigating to see if Charlie Kirk's shooter, if he was connected with other people. Now they've got yet another person. Which I think they said that was the third shooting that had happened in over the last 3 weeks or something like that. So anyway, Caroline Leavitt, 3 months ago, CNN irresponsibly gave free publicity to an app that recklessly shares the location of ICE agents. This is also pertaining to the shooting at the Dallas ICE facility. It has now been revealed the leftist lunatic shooter who opened fire on the Dallas ICE facility was using one of those apps. The liberal media is complicit in the increased threats and violence against ICE. We see it every day. They are quick to write a fake story portraying ICE in the negative light, often omitting the real facts of these cases, and they hardly ever write about the vicious criminals that ICE is arresting every day to make our country safer. And by the way, when I first started doing this daily episode, for the first few days, I was actually showing posts and images of these ICE detainees, these violent criminals, and time again, murderers or rapists or CP, if you know what I'm talking about, children crimes, things of that nature. But every single day, it's just more and more and more. And then just eventually, I was like, well, there's other things that I got to cover as well. So, I mean, if it's a slow enough day, I'll throw a few on the list. But it's every single day. Like if you go to ICE, if you go to their X profile or Homeland Security, CBP, they're sharing images of that stuff all day, every day. Like dozens and dozens of dangerous illegal immigrant criminals that they keep arresting. But anyway, the CNN Business headline reads, "I wanted to do something to fight back. This iPhone app alerts users to nearby ICE sightings." Yeah, that's obviously, could very, very easily be used for nefarious means, to say the least. And so Caroline Leavitt, she was responding to FBI Director Patel's, which I already went over, so we'll just move on. And coming from the New York Post. Anti-ICE shooter Joshua John used a Nazi battle rifle in deadly attack, says experts. So who are the Nazis again? Sounds like the left are. They've literally got Nazi weapons that are actually from Nazi Germany that he was using to shoot at CBP. You can't make this shit up. It's unfucking believable. So we'll check out some of this article here. Let's see, from the New York Post. You know what? Actually, if they've got a video on it, I'll just play the video. Who is Joshua John, the crazed anti-ICE sniper who opened fire on a Dallas migrant facility? Yeah, I suppose we'll give this a play. And I'll link the article if you want to read it. No, you know what? Let me just read through it. It's just going to show pretty much the same thing anyway. The anti-ICE gunman who killed one person and wounded 2 others at a Dallas ICE facility appears to have used a variant of a Nazi battle rifle in the attack, multiple firearms experts tell the Post. Joshua John, 29, used an antique 8mm Mauser rifle when he opened fire on a bus that was unloading at the federal building, the FBI confirmed on Thursday. Authorities say he obtained the rifle in August. Wasn't that the same style? Wasn't it a Mauser that Charlie Kirk shooter also used? And that rifle was from like the World War I era. I think I got that right. Maybe not. Drop it in the comments if you remember. The 8mm Mauser is a bolt-action rifle originally developed in Germany in the late 1800s and served as one of the main weapons used by Berlin in both world wars. The most famous model is the Karabiner 98K, which is used by Nazi forces and was touted to be the best general-issue rifle in the bloody conflict before semi-automatic weapons dominated the battlefield. John left behind a stripper clip of 8mm Mauser ammo with one bullet inscribed with the words anti-ICE. The 8mm Mauser was one of the main weapons used by German troops in both world wars. So there's images of them here, and then obviously them in use back in World War II. German soldiers carrying Karabiner 98K rifles in Berlin in 2017. And is this the actual one? Oh, no. The Mauser bolt-action rifle used by Charlie Kirk assassination suspect Tyler Robinson. It's almost as if they are connected, isn't it? They used the same brand. They both used Mauser, and both of these shootings involved antique rifles. That's a bit weird. It's almost as if these leftists, it's almost like they don't know how to purchase firearms, or they can't qualify to purchase a firearm because they have a mental illness. So what they do is they raid their grandparents' freaking gun cabinet, and they use that to commit these atrocities. That's what it sounds like to me. Because I'm sure he didn't go to no freaking gun shop and bought this thing. There's no way. So I don't know, man. Anyway, the German-designed gun is also strikingly similar to the hunting rifle used to kill Charlie Kirk earlier this month. Tyler Robinson is accused of using his grandfather's .30-06 rifle, which also has a German Mauser bolt action, to shoot Kirk from about 200 yards away. Very, very, very interesting. Both guns have to be cycled manually between each shot, unlike modern assault rifles, which are semi-automatic. Assault rifles, New York Post, come on, man. They're rifles. They're semi-automatic rifles. Let's see. John killed one detainee and injured 2 others in the shooting. Those are the bullets that were found, the rounds that were, connected together, which you just fire. Well, I don't know, man. Bolt action. I assume that they all 5 go in, don't they? Isn't that how that works? I don't know. I don't know how a Mauser works, to be honest with you. Never used one. Let's see. Who are these people dusting off museum shelves for guns? One gun expert wrote, or who spoke to the Post quipped. I'm telling you, man, they're raiding their freaking grandparents' gun cabinets. That's what it sounds like. These like unhinged leftists, they probably have documented mental illnesses, which means they can't get approved for a gun even if they wanted to. However, maybe they could. Maybe they just don't have any money, or maybe they just don't understand the process. Maybe they're just too scared to walk into a gun store. Who knows? Who knows? Following their use in world wars, the Mauser became a common weapon used by European and North American hunters, with buyers touting it as ideal for mid-sized game hunting. The 8mm rifle is among the many antique Mauser rifles in circulation across America. Or maybe this dude's great-grandfather took it off of a dead Nazi. I mean, that could also be very possible, too. Didn't they let soldiers, take shit off the freaking, the Nazi soldiers, and they took it home with them as souvenirs? John obtained the gun he used in the shooting in August, according to authorities. Karl left at the building where John committed the mass shooting. It'd be that one there, I'm assuming. And let's see, John's body being removed from the scene of the shooting by medical examiners there. Looked like a heavy dude, fat boy. John's brother, Noah, said the gunman knew how to use a rifle, but claimed his sibling wasn't a very good shot. Well, I think that's quite clear. I mean, he was a good enough shot to still kill somebody, which he did, and he also injured others. So, not to downplay it in any way, he still killed someone who is otherwise an innocent human being. I get that the illegal immigrant was here illegally, but he didn't deserve to get fucking killed. Absolutely not. John's brother Noah said the gunman knew how to use... Okay, I already said that. So he's not a marksman. He would not be able to make any shots like that, Noah John told NBC News. You think he would have kind of perfected his shooting skills if he's going to go and do something like this. I mean, thank God he didn't. I'm just saying, like, this is the level of intelligence that we're dealing with here on the left. They're not exactly the sharpest knives in the freaking drawer. Officials said John fired indiscriminately at the bus that was unloading detainees out of Sallyport, striking 3 migrants. No ICE officers were injured in the shooting. John died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound at the scene. And one of the first things that the left started saying when this came out, they said, no, he must be ultra MAGA because he was shooting illegal immigrants. He wasn't aiming at the ICE officers. He was trying to kill illegal immigrants because he hates illegal immigrants. It's like, dude, you have got to be fucking kidding me. And on the rounds, it literally said anti-ICE. And combing through his background, dude's a far leftist. At least that's what all the signs appear to be. All right, so I think I got one more here. Yeah, so we got new details emerge on the suspected ICE shooter, Joshua John. I don't even know if I'm even saying his last name right, but whatever. I'm going to keep saying Joshua John. This is from Libs of TikTok. Notes on a game plan of attack against ICE. He called ICE people showing up to collect a dirty paycheck. He intended to maximize lethality specifically against ICE personnel. He hoped his actions would give ICE real terror of being gunned down. Hoped his actions would terrorize agents and interfere with their work. Called immigration enforcement human trafficking. Expressed hatred for the federal government. Democrats in the fake news media wanted to deny the truth. The shooter was a far-left anti-ICE terrorist. And that is what he was. 100%. And this is on CNN. So let's see what CNN has to say, because I haven't seen the mainstream media report on this instance. I've just read what I've read over the last day. So it'd be interesting to see what CNN's take might be on this. And this was Libs at TikTok who shared this, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be really interesting, probably.
FBI agents executed a search warrant at the sniper's residence yesterday.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is just, just an update from the officials. I was expecting to see like a back and forth or one of those like stupid ass like 9-person roundtable bullshit things that they do on CNN. Maybe not.
And there found a collection of notes. First, I want to point out that one of these notes or papers, the sniper explicitly states, yes, it was just me. That statement appears to be correct at this point in the investigation. Notably, these loose notes included a game plan of the attack and target areas at the facility. He called the ICE employees people showing up to collect a dirty paycheck.
Ooh.
He wrote that he intended to maximize lethality against ICE personnel and to maximize property damage at the facility. He hoped...
So he's not ultra MAGA. He's not an American First right-wing conservative. No, he wasn't shooting at the immigrants. He was shooting at the ICE agents. Okay, Democrats?
To minimize any collateral damage or injury.
Surprised CNN didn't cut away from this yet.
And any other innocent people. It seems that he did not intend to kill the detainees or harm them. It's clear from these notes that he was targeting ICE agents and ICE personnel. The tragic irony for his evil plot here is that it was a detainee who was killed and 2 other detainees that were injured when he fired into the Sallyport. He also hoped his actions would give ICE agents real terror of being gunned down, and he did this to induce constant stress in their lives. He hoped his actions would terrorize ICE employees and interfere with their work which he called human trafficking. And this, what he did, is the very definition of terrorism.
It is, 100%.
Again, his notes reveal, yes, it was just me and my brain. And he said, good luck with the digital footprint. And of course, we take this to mean that he deleted evidence.
Yeah, which is absolutely hilarious because, yeah, only a leftist would assume that because I clicked on the delete button that it's truly gone. Like, they can't recover all of the information. You know how many times that you would have to fill up your hard drive and delete it? It's like 30, 40, 50 different times that you would have to completely fill up your hard drive and delete it unless you had special deleting software like BleachBit or something like that. Acid washing, Hillary Clinton.
From his devices. His words were definitively anti-ICE. That said, we did not find evidence of membership in any specific group or entity, nor did he mention any specific...
No, he's a member of the left-wing mainstream media cult. That's what he's a member of. He gets all of his consumption from these mainstream media psychopaths and also the publications, the newspaper websites and all that shit. That's where he's getting all radicalized from. That and probably, I don't know if he was in college. College professors would be another one to look at.
Government agency other than ICE. Among his papers, though, was a handwritten note in which, in crude words, he expressed his hatred for the federal government. Finally, I want to address the heroism of our federal agents yesterday. While under fire, ICE agents and ATF agents who were also present in the facility's Sallyport area worked together to remove detainees from the vans and get them to safety.
Wow, under fire too.
The bullets were flying.
Good grief.
These agents were heroic, clearly willing to lay down their lives to save the lives of the detainees in their custody. And that's an extremely important point to make at this point in time. I want to express my deepest appreciation for the bravery of these law enforcement officers yesterday and every single day that they go out there to keep us safe.
Yep, and they're human beings. They're fathers, they're mothers, they're brothers, they're sisters, they're family. They're fucking Americans, man. And that's what's so infuriating on how they're being treated by the left. Just because they're enforcing the law that's been in good standing for however many, probably over a century at this point. If you come into the country illegally, you're going to be deported. And that's the way it's been probably since before any of us has been born. So anyway, I got something here from Chuck Schumer. My heart is with the victims and families impacted by the shooting in Dallas. The violence in our country must stop. We need better laws on guns. Oh, we need better gun laws. We all have to do more, as if there were gun laws in place that this dude could not have possibly gotten a hold of. Almost certainly his relative's Nazi rifle that's probably been in his family's possession for the last like 70, 80 years. I mean, what the fuck's he talking about? I mean, it just getting political as usual, standing on the graves of the dead to chant on about gun laws when it doesn't have to do with that. It has to do with his mental illness. It has to do with him getting radicalized by fucks like you. Anyway, let's play this.
Everybody, right, left, center, I don't care what your politics are, has to speak out strongly. But we need better laws on guns. It's become almost every day one of these things happen, and we can't just sit there and do nothing. We all have to do more.
Unfucking believable.
We all have to do more, and we have to do something real. So much.
Yeah, you need to do something besides calling freaking ICE the Nazi Gestapo and the secret police and all that bullshit. That's what's radicalizing these fucking people, you asshole. Anyway, I'm not going to give him the rest of it. If you want to check it out for yourself, it's on his fucking page. Anyway, I don't even know if I even commented about this. Probably not. I don't think oh, yeah, I did. Anyway, I say guns aren't the problem, you evil man. Your party's constant violent rhetoric against all law enforcement is the primary driver for this left-wing terrorist attack. You have become your own worst enemy. Yeah. And I stand by that.